The Windsor Police Service continually investigates cold cases, and today our service would like to announce that we have resolved another cold case homicide. This homicide took place on September 30th, 2000. The victim, Carol Christou, was a 55-year-old mother of 2 adult children when she was killed. This investigation has involved numerous officers over an almost 20-year period. Identifying an offender and ultimately resolving this case is a result of the collective effort of each individual officer. The efforts of the initial investigators and forensic specialists who meticulously examined and preserved evidence and gathered information made it possible for future investigators to solve this homicide. Advancements in technologies have provided us the final piece of evidence we needed. However, it is because of the persistence, dedication, and professionalism of each officer over the years, this case is now resolved. I want to thank all members, both past and present, who have worked on this case. The announcement today is truly about the victim, who at the time was a mother of 2 adult children. Officers have maintained contact with family members of Mrs. Christou throughout the years. We are thankful to be able to provide resolution to Mrs. Christou's family. The Christou's family has been notified, and they have sent a letter to the Windsor Police Service and requested that it be read during today's release. It reads as follows. Today is filled with mixed emotions for myself and all of my family. We would like to thank the entire Windsor Police Service for their professionalism and determination in solving the murder of my mother. A special thank you from the bottom of my heart goes to Al Frederick and Todd Lamar, who were initially tasked with the homicide. Your incredible care and compassion over the years will never be forgotten. Closure is always important, and although the pain of losing my mother will never go away, myself and my family are a little closer to reaching that goal. Kelly Christou. Sergeant Mike Patterson, the most recent investigator in charge of this case, will provide further information.
On Saturday, September 30th, 2000, 55-year-old Carol Christou was discovered deceased in her home located at 578 Brock Street in the city of Windsor. Ms. Christou had injuries consistent with a violent interaction with another individual, and she was pronounced deceased at the scene. The Windsor Police Service initiated an investigation into the murder of Carol Christou at that time. During the initial investigation, numerous people were interviewed and several items of evidentiary value were seized. Several persons of interest were developed during the initial investigation, but unfortunately not enough evidence existed at that time to make an arrest. The investigation has been revisited several times since 2000 and again in 2017. At that time, several items of evidentiary value were retrieved and re-examined as part of that investigation. Investigators consulted with the Center of Forensic Science and they agreed to retest several items that were originally seized from the initial investigation. These items were sent to the Center of Forensic Sciences and they identified a suspect. The suspect that was identified was a person of interest during the initial investigation. The suspect identified is now deceased and therefore will not be named by the Windsor Police Service. We can confirm that the suspect and Ms. Christou were known acquaintances at the time of her murder. If this person were alive today, they would be arrested and charged with the murder of Carol Christou. This conclusion would not have been possible without the thorough investigation conducted by the initial investigators. One investigator in particular has maintained contact with the Christou family even during his retirement. I would also like to thank the current forensic specialist who assisted with the re-examination of the evidence in this case. And finally, I would like to thank the Center of Forensic Science and the scientists there. Without their thorough work and advances in scientific technology, the murder of Carol Christou would still be unsolved today. The Windsor Police Service is very pleased to be able to conclude the investigation into the murder of Carol Christou and to be able to bring some closure to the Christou family.